Hey everyone, it's Catfish here again and welcome back to my channel. You know, the gaming world is ever evolving. What was a powerhouse weapon last year might not cut it today. Fast forward to December 2023, we're in update 2.9 and it's time to unravel the meta-defining weapons in PUBG Mobile. But hold on, we're not just throwing opinions around. Today, we're diving into the data and science behind it. Ready? Let's find out. There are countless ways to evaluate a gun's performance in PUBG Mobile, but here's the key. In the game, speed kills. Precision and accuracy take a backseat to raw power and fast elimination in the current meta. Let's dive into the proof. In Update 2.9, if we rank every weapon by their practical damage per second, the trend becomes crystal clear. Picture this. Right below shotguns, marked in purple on my chart, almost every airdrop weapon excluding sniper rifles dominate the top spots. This isn't a coincidence. It's a deliberate move by the developers. Remember, we're not in the real world. This is a carefully crafted video game. Weapons like MG3, Groza, and FAMAS might not boast the pinpoint accuracy of M416, but there's a reason why they're airdrop exclusives. They're fast killers. And in PUBG Mobile, that's what defines a good weapon. By the way, if you're new here and you haven't caught up my previous videos, let me break down what practical DPS is. It's calculated using a weighted average, considering 80% chest DPS and 20% headshot DPS. Why? Well, we assume the average player lands around 20% headshots during sprays. It's not just about how many shots it takes to penetrate a level 2 or 3 vest or helmet, it's about real-world scenarios where enemies might sport different levels of gear. Now, looking at our list of top-tier killers, you might think we've cracked the code. MK14 and MG3 are the undisputed kings, right? Well, hold on, because it's not that simple. Sure, airdrop weapons pack a punch, but here's the catch. They're rare for a reason. It's not realistic to expect an MK14 or MG3 in every game, let alone equipping your entire squad with these powerhouse weapons. Remember the days when M416 was the go-to choice for everyone? My point is, a truly meta-defining weapons needs to be accessible. Imagine dominating 1 out of every 10 games you play with these rare weapons. Doesn't sound very meta, does it? Weapons like Vector or QBU, limited to specific maps or seldom seen, just don't make the cut. If you can't reliably find a weapon every game, it cannot be considered meta. And here's the heartbreaking truth. Despite the AUG A3 being an absolute beast, it falls short of the meta title. Why? Because finding it regularly is like stumbling upon a unicorn. So now let's talk about disqualifications. Just like airdrop weapons, the Vector is out of the running. If you can't guarantee finding it in every game, it's not meta-defining. Applying the same logic, we have to wave goodbye to the other heavy hitters. AUG A3, Honey Badger, VSS M249, Ace 32, DP28, and the Thompson SMG. Remember guys, in the meta game, consistency is key. If you're not stumbling upon these weapons regularly, they can't claim the coveted title of being meta-defining. So, as much as we love their power, they're benched for now. Before we delve deeper, you might be wondering how I gauge the frequency of weapons. Well, here's a lowdown. Erangel reigns supreme as the most played map in PUBG Mobile, evidenced by its shorter wait times. Counting every weapon on Erangel is an impossible task, so we need a representative sample. Enter Georgopol, specifically Georgopol Town, where 12 iconic red buildings boast more loot than anywhere else on Erangel. I meticulously counted every weapon in these 12 buildings across 4 games, tallying up the numbers and ranking each weapon by frequency. To put this into perspective, dividing the count by 4 gives us an estimate for each game. Then dividing that by 12 and then multiplying by 100 yields the percentage chance of finding a particular gun in one Georgopol red house. The results? Well, the trusty P92 and P1911 reign supreme. each red house guaranteed to house at least one. The S-1897 shotgun follows closely, making an appearance in 60% of houses, trailed by the R-1895 revolver at 50% flat, again, not a coincidence, then the S-686, M16A4, and Uzi all gracing over 30% of red houses. Further down the list, we find the PAN and the UMP each showing up in at least 20% of Georgia Pole red houses. In the 20 to 20% range, we have some contenders like the SCAR-L, the AKM, and the PP-19 Bizon. Finally, any weapon below the 10% mark is considered uncommon, including the once reigning champion, the M416, now making its appearance in a modest 4.16% of red houses. I don't know if that one's a coincidence either. Now, let's talk about another crucial factor, the firing mechanism. Take the SLR and the SKS for example. These 7.62 DMRs can dish out serious damage. But here's the catch. To unleash their full potential, you need to be a master at quick, precise, and rhythmic tapping. Now, for the average player who might not be a tapping virtuoso, these rifles fall short of their deadly reputation. And here's the thing. Any DMR or single tap weapon, no matter how powerful, cannot claim the title of a widely popular meta weapon. Why? Because not every PUBG mobile player can pick it up and fully exploit its DPS potential. In the meta game, accessibility is key, and that's where fully automatic weapons take the crown. So, unfortunately, SLR, SKS, QBU, Mini 14, MK47 Mutant, and MK12, despite their undeniable strength, don't make the cut for being meta-defining. Their single-tap nature puts them at a disadvantage in the chaos of close-ranged hip-fire fights. Alright, so let's circle back to what we're after. A common, fully automatic, and versatile meta weapon. From our earlier analysis, we've narrowed down our contenders to Uzi, UMP, PP-19 Bizon, SCAR-L, and AKM, all boasting appearances in at least 10% of buildings. Now, let's talk about flexibility, the true mark of a meta weapon. It should dominate engagements at any range, whether it's an intense TDM 1v1 or classic matches. Unfortunately, the Uzi's limitation on scope attachments takes it out of the running, and the AKM struggles with mid-range sprays and unreliable hipfire, ruling it out as a meta weapon. This brings us to our top 3 contenders, SCAR-L, UMP45, and PP-19 Bizon. But can we further narrow down our selection? Let's revisit our list of fastest killing weapons, where the developers themselves have highlighted the importance of kill speed, especially in airdrop weapons. Can we confirm if our top 3 contenders, the SCAR-L, the UMP45, and the PP-19 Bizon, stand as the fastest killing weapons without any major drawbacks? So let's wrap this up by eliminating some contenders. Shotguns? Well, great up close, but they struggle past 30 meters, making them less universal and not quite meta-defining. The M762, disqualified due to unreliable hipfire and the mid-range spray. Now, the MP5K, P90, QBZ-95, and G36C, sorry, they don't make the cut, because they're map-specific, falling into the quote, not everywhere category, similar to rare weapons like the Vector. Now, our top 3 contenders, PP-19 Bizon, UMP45, and SCAR-L. Notice how they conveniently sit side by side in kill speed, almost as if the developers planned it. This is no coincidence, folks. It's further proof that our top 3 contenders are the true meta-defining weapons. They're fully automatic, they show up often, they don't struggle with range like shotguns, and they can handle all scopes up to 6x. Plus, they're deadly accurate in mid-range sprays, and, especially in the case of the UMP45 and PP-19 Bizon, they excel at hip firing. Wrapping things up, the M416, once a powerhouse weapon, now sits at the bottom, a mere shadow of its former self. While it maintains accuracy, it's currently the slowest killing fully automatic weapon in the game. Unfortunately, in the current meta, kill speed takes precedence over accuracy. The only weapon that kills slower is the M16A4. Well, there you have it, fellow gamers. We've dissected the PUBG mobile meta, navigating through a sea of weapons to uncover the true champions of the battlefield. The SCAR-L, PP-19 Bizon, and UMP-45 stand tall as the current meta-defining weapons, balancing power, accessibility, and versatility. But remember, the meta is a living entity, ever evolving. Keep an eye on those patch notes and updates, as the next meta shift might just be around the corner. If you found this analysis helpful, or if you have your own take on the meta, let's dive into a discussion down below. Share your thoughts, experiences, and what you'd like to see in future videos. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, happy gaming, stay sharp on the battlefields, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Catfish, signing off.